The regular recommended daily dose of funny is just not enough. Thankfully, we have extra funny with TJ and Riggins.
Riggins, you were out of the room, as the ladies say, TTing.
It's TT.
He had to go TT.
Did.
But you didn't hear Lindsay is taking her children with her today on a photo shoot. She's doing some modeling, and she has to take the children on set with her.
Yeah. It's going to be
pain in the ass.
What?
Yeah.
Dealing with two little children while she's trying to glam it up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be a pain in the ass.
Right. And it's a lingerie shoot, so it's going to be a lot of seedy people around there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
No.
And I've got to bribe them with stuff, which I'm really good at. I've specialized in it. But the parents that are like, you never bribe your kids. No, you always do. Like, and they actually do better for you. So.
Yeah, well, or you just give them a choice. You either act right and you'll get, whatever it is, you'll get this cookie, or you don't act right, you won't get a cookie, and you'll get your butt spanked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it works out.
Or we'll lock you in a dark closet with some of these scary mannequins.
Brooke said last time, they got no head. They got no heads. Where are the heads?
Yeah, why did the store not have heads on their mannequins?
I don't know.
Is that a stylish thing?
I guess so. It was like a cool. He couldn't figure it out. Where are the heads?
Well, it may be because they didn't want to assume the mannequin's gender.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you put a head on it, you can tell.
Mm-hmm. That's what they say. As soon as you put a head on it, you'll know. What is the modeling? Is this a children's brand or something?
No, it's something that I do for a boutique here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's her. She's the modeling. The children are just going to have to be there while she's having her picture taken while she's all getting glammed up and everything.
Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah. I've had to deal with them forever to do like once a week, and I normally have help, or they're in school actually, when I go. And now that it's summer, I'm like,
just let them go to the pool.
Yeah.
I should drop them off.
Yeah, just drop them off. Somebody will watch them.
Somebody, yeah, certainly.
Just leave a little beach bag out there with a note in it.
Yeah.
They're cute.
Tie a note around their ankle.
Yeah, it's like they're fine.
If lost, return to.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back. That's like, just put, I'll be back, Lindsay.
Yeah. I'll be back. Kyle would be getting a call. Mr. Bloom, I think your kids are down here.
Yeah. I bet Mr. Bloom gets a lot of calls.
Yeah, I think he does.
When you've done flipped out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking the credit card companies. I don't know.
Mr. Bloom, your wife is drunk again and the children are in the street.
I think she's slamming a bottle of tequila as we speak.
We saw the youngest one talking about starting a fire in the house, and he's collecting tinder in the front yard. So just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
And he's got a pack of smokes in his pocket.
One behind his ear.
Yes, and it's where the raspy voice comes from.
Yeah. I'll be honest, he looks really cool, but it is going to be.
But he is wearing a Spidey outfit, so that threw off the age.
And we have no idea how he learned to flip that Zippo the way he does. So doesn't your mom usually help with stuff like that? Where does she have the gall to be today?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, what are you doing today? And she listed this whole itinerary. She's babysitting for my brother's kids.
We see.
Rude.
Mm-hmm. The favorite. She's keeping the favorite grandchildren.
And I think he's the fact because their son is like 4 months, 5 months maybe. So I think they're in the favorite spot now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens.
Your kids talk too much.
Well, know that.
4-month-old can't talk.
Yeah.
More importantly, 4-month-old can't talk back. That's the
That's
thing.
it. That's
You're
it.
little mouthy kids.
Yeah. Well,
What do they call your mom?
Nana.
Nana. Okay.
Yeah.
Nana. This is her 3-year-old son. Nana, you better step it up. Get into gear. I want my sandwich now.
Now. Why don't those mannequins have heads?
Mama, look at these effed up mannequins with no heads.
Yeah, so why not just get a babysitter or something instead of dragging them along?
We just don't have one at the moment, and I need to look into that.
Yeah. Not to mention a babysitter during the day for a couple of hours in the summer is going to cost you a pretty good amount. Probably cost is, it would make the modeling not cost effective probably.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Babysitters rake it in.
Really?
Yeah. Kyle's 16-year-old niece normally babysits if we need someone and my parents aren't around, and she likes money, but she's never set a price because obviously we're family, but Kyle will just pay her like he pays the other ones. And I'm like, but she's family. Like,
that's what I was saying. Do you think she shouldn't get what the other ones get because she's doing the same thing?
Right.
And can she drive?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another. They get paid extra if they can drive.
I don't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Now, is she allowed to drive the kids? Can they get in the car with her?
I haven't explored that yet. I would say probably no.
No, I wouldn't on a 16-year-old.
Yeah. She's still under a 9 o'clock curfew for the law.
Yeah.
For,
Oh, that's another thing. I forgot. If a babysitter is old enough to not have to be at home, they get paid more because most of the time when you need a babysitter, it's late because you're out doing adult things at night.
Yeah. You talking about your after nines?
After 9.
I get my after nines.
After 9. Was that a thing? That was a
That's
thing.
what that's how I knew it.
Right.
You got your after nines yet?
Because my kids both had that.
They did.
But you need if a babysitter is before after 9's driver's license, then they need to spend the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does. Yeah.
Now that's where the family thing comes in because you don't have to pay them for, extra for staying the whole night.
Right.
The family just is, staying with them. Right. Oof.
But then I have, I always feel obligated to wake up, make a big breakfast, or go get donuts, or something special just because I feel bad she had to stay. But really, she doesn't care. I mean,
no. Is that Kyle's sister's daughter, or right? He has a brother, right? Or
he
no?
has two sisters, and it's one of his sister's daughters. Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Well, that explains a lot that he grew up with sisters.
Yeah, he's the youngest boy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, he's used to dealing with woman drama, and he easily deals with Lindsay.
Interesting.
It's true. And they're a lot older than him. So he was never in the house. Do what?
Like you're a lot older than he is.
Yeah, well, similar. No, but he was never in, he heard a lot of drama from older, how do I explain it? They were in high school when he was young, so he heard a lot of.
Yeah, he's advanced with woman drama.
He's advanced with what? Yeah, that's right.
He probably just tunes it out at this point. He's like, I've been hearing it all my life. I don't even hear you when you're screaming.
And I know it'll be over, and
Yeah.
it's just a freak out moment. Yeah, so because he is calm and good with that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
it seems like he seems like he's just easygoing.
Yeah. Almost too calm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Does he ever say, Lindsay, I do not have time for your crap today. I'm busy. You're just gonna have to figure it out. I don't want to hear about who said what and how my mom pissed you off. Deal with her.
No, I don't think he's ever said, he just takes it.
Yeah, he just listens. It's like it'll be over soon. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Well, what'd you say? Yeah. Well, that was the right thing. All right, back at it. Puts his headphones back on.
Yeah.
Now the difference is though, what you just said, I would love for him to say, you did the right thing. Here's his problem. The one thing I have a problem with him about is that he's too accepting or not naive, but he wants to see the best in everybody, which
I hate that.
You can't do.
Yeah.
You can't do. So I'm telling him a story about how somebody wronged me or whatever. And he's like, well, they might not have meant it that, or they meant well, or maybe that makes me mad.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that they'll say that you're not supposed to go to your husband with. Because
like a problem like that?
Yeah, you need to go, if you're looking for a certain response, then you should go to one of your girlfriends with that, because she's going to say, I can't believe that bitch did that. That bitch said
right.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. What did you say? I hope you told her off. The girlfriend is going to be on your side and
Right.
pump you up and be there. That's the kind of support. And a man's going to try to look at it logically and try to make you feel better by saying, maybe she didn't mean that. I mean, she's been nice to you before. Why would she? And that's his way of trying to make you calm down and feel better. But it does is aggravate you because you think he's not on your team.
But he's never on my team. Like
Right,
he's always Switzerland.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would just have to say the only way to fix that is to leave.
That's what I think.
You got to go.
Like, even if somebody wrongs him, he
Yeah.
won't. I'll be like, what? You got to say blah, blah. And he'll just be like, it's whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just like.
I wish I could be more like that.
Really?
I wish I could be more calm and not
Yeah.
take things as personally and all that as I do.
Well, I like you being on my side when I tell you a story.
Well, I'm talking about the other part where, if somebody said something to me and instead of me going, all right, I'm going to get them, which is what I do. All right, I see how they are now. Things are completely different with us from now on.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. I'd rather just be able to blow it off and go, well, whatever.
Yeah. But it's starting to stem into our kids. Like last night at the swim meet, Delilah had a swim meet, and this little boy that had to be around her age was climbing up the ladder to get out of the pool and looked at Delilah, which was behind him, pushed her like off the ladder and said, you need to touch the wall. I saw it and I was like about to pop off, you know, and I looked at Kyle and I told him what happened. And he was kind of like, they'll figure it out, like kind of,
They're
and I'm like,
kids. That kind of thing.
See,
Well, these are just kids.
but see, I need you to be more mama bear, papa bear on like a boy that pushes. My daughter, oh hell no.
Oh, and it was a boy?
Oh, it was a boy. And I know the parents, well, they're divorced, but the dad was there.
Yeah.
And he knows the dad, and I'm thinking, I don't know, whatever, but it's filtering into the kids' problems now.
Yeah.
Anyway, is this like a therapy session for
It
me?
must
I
be,
think
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So
Cool.
hang on. We'll start another session in just a few minutes.
This is TJ Riggins Extra Funny. Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Table and Twine in Charlotte is ready to help with all your summer adventures, like their new Artisan Picnic Package. It's perfect for your beach and lake days. Ready to eat with no heating or preparation required. Order yours today, tjriggins.com/tableandtwine.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Let's do it!
Now, back to TJ and Riggins Extra Funny.
You know how I'm always talking about one of the biggest problems in our society is that people don't care about having manners anymore. And how they'll just jump out and start cussing in front of people that they don't know and all of that. Well, there's a town in Pennsylvania. It's called Millersburg. And they just launched their pothole fixing program. And it's called Fill My Hole.
Okay.
Now, if you're thinking they're just, naive, innocent, Pennsylvanians
Yeah.
and don't know what that sounds like, then you would be wrong. Because in their announcement, it's all innuendo. They say their Fill My Hole program makes it easy for residents to report potholes electronically so they can be taken care of. Quote, all holes, no waiting. Also, they say some holes may require a little TLC, but rest assured, you'll be provided with a reason if we're unable to fill it ourselves.
Oh,
And
no.
quote, pleased with the way our crew handled your hole? We want to hear about it. Contact us on our website for all questions and compliments. If we want to fill our own holes, is that okay, or does it need to be filled by a professional hole filler? Best to leave it to the professionals.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, this is gross.
And somebody else said, can they, this is on their website, can they fill deep holes?
Oh, God.
And do they clean dirty holes before they fill them? And then the city responded, holes are cleaned first. Debris may prevent adhesion of the filling. Deep holes are no problem. End quote.
That's terrible.
It's just nasty.
That is nasty.
I mean, I'm trying to think of another way to advertise. I mean, some of that stuff could have been eliminated, but
The whole
Maybe
thing
not-
could have been
Well, true.
You know, just
Why? Even what's the point of doing that? I don't even get the point of that.
because it's funny. They think it's funny, and you know, what? We're talking about potholes. What? Now you think about the people in that town who are not trashy. They're having to go through all of this crap, reading all this, and hearing people talk about filling my hole and all that.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
They should have used pothole, like with every time they said.
Yeah,
I mean,
or they could have just been normal people and said, "Hey, if you have a pothole in your area that needs to be repaired or filled, contact us or whatever." They don't need a vulgar marketing campaign to get
Right.
people to report potholes.
No.
right. Terrible. But what city is this?
It's a little town called Millersburg, Pennsylvania.
It sounds like where a bunch of Amish people would live, but I guarantee you that the Amish weren't doing that.
No.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't talk like that.
No,
They would just come fill the potholes.
it's just people who have no dignity, no sense of what's appropriate and all that. They're just clowns.
Yeah. And really the most vulgar, I mean, it's not even like a little tongue in cheek, like a little
No.
wink. It's like dirty holes. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
We got the joke. We
Can
got
they
it.
Deep
fill
hole,
deep
yeah.
holes?
Yeah.
Do they clean dirty holes before they fill them?
Yeah. I guarantee the person that came up with this is the least funny person you would
Oh,
ever
yeah.
meet. Like they're not funny and just probably annoying. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, there's probably old people that live there and yeah,
Sure.
it's just gross. Gross.
That's the type of people, I guarantee you, that if you called them out on this or they said people are going to be upset about this, they would give the response, blank them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah.
That says a lot about, people who use that, blank them if
Yeah.
they can't take a joke. Then,
Yeah.
that says all somebody needs to know about if you're still using that.
Jokes are supposed to be funny though. This isn't even funny.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
It's just gross.
and I wonder what the church people in town think
Yeah.
about it,
You're right.
I hope old people read that and just didn't think, maybe it didn't
Yeah.
go
register.
there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Population of Millersburg, PA. Oh, still. It's about 2,500 people.
Okay. Yeah.
But of those 2,500, how many of them do you think are not nasty?
Yeah. Sure, there's a decent amount, hopefully. Gross, man. Gross.
Fill my hole.
Deeply.
It's like
Yeah. But clean it.
we had this. Hey, would you mind cleaning it first? Because it's disgusting. It's like this guy one time that Ace and I we applied for a job at a radio station in Corpus Christi, Texas. It was going to be our first morning show together if we got the job. But the guy that was in charge of it was so corny and so ridiculous. He said, but we're going to change your names from Ace and TJ to Ace and Digger Hole, the Hole brothers. Like, no, you're not. So you'll be Ace Hole and you'll be Digger Hole. So the Hole brothers.
Yeah.
Isn't that hilarious? And then he said, okay, well, maybe, it's not sinking in now, but, a lot of people, when I said that I was going to call myself Joe Ocean, they thought that was ridiculous too. And then now look at what? Nobody knows who you are, dude.
Hello.
Joe Ocean. What the hell? There's a Billy Ocean that's famous. What'd you do? Just take his last name and put Joe on the front of it?
Well, and Joe Ocean is better than Ace Hole and Digger Hole. That is so stupid.
And Joe Ocean worked in Florida, so it kind of made sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was on a Sunny format. They used to call him Sunny 98. Mm-hmm. It's like not too hard and not too sleepy, just right for work.
What did you say when he said that?
We said, it was immediately it was noticeable that we didn't like that. And I said, I don't know about that. Because the first thing was, I don't mind Digger being a name, but it's nasty.
Yeah, there's an innuendo,
Right.
sexual innuendo.
Like, it's kind of nasty, We don't do a nasty, that's what I said, we don't do a nasty show. And then
So weird.
the other guy that was his boss, that guy's boss, it's like, all right, well, we can figure that out later. That's not a necessity.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, we're figuring it out. We're not doing it.
Yeah, it's figured out.
Yeah, we figured it out.
We're not going to be that.
I could even see, it's still stupid, but maybe like a hard rock show or whatever.
Yeah.
But not what y'all do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silly.
There were these friends of ours that did a rock show somewhere in California, and they were really good and really cool. We loved hanging out with them and stuff. And the name of their show was, being a rock station. But one of the things that came up in a session one time at a conference was we just can't get we do all these big events, we do a lot of charity stuff, and we just can't get the local TV stations to cover it. How do we get some exposure? How do we get them to cover us? And I remember the guy saying, well, the name of your show is The Morning Stiffy. So I don't think that the TV news is going to have you on and refer to you as The Morning Stiffy on their newscast.
Oh my God. It just depletes so many opportunities.
Yeah,
when you do that.
Back then, though, rock radio and all was way more risque, I think, than it is now. So that was a cool name to rock listeners, and they were very successful on the radio. They just couldn't figure out why they didn't put them on TV when they're doing all these great things in the community and stuff. Lindsay, would you have come to work with us back in the day if the name of our show were The Morning Stiffy?
I can't imagine I would do that.
It's Ace and TJ and The Morning Stiffy.
Yeah, you wouldn't?
I can't imagine I would.
Mom, Dad, I got that radio job. I'm going to be part of The Morning Stiffy.
Yeah, and keep in mind I was like 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't much older than what my daughter is now when you started working with us.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Could you imagine her saying, Dad?
Oh,
listen.
God. I'd be like, what are you doing, baby girl?
Yeah.
You ain't going to be working for no show called The Morning Stiffy.
Yeah.
You'd come around eventually. Man, you got to get started somewhere.
I also had a friend whose name was Woody. He did a morning show, and it was called the Morning Woody. So it was kind of a theme with rock shows back then, Talk about D's.
Talking about pain.
He's so crazy.
It's Extra Funny with TJ and Riggins. Get the latest Extra Funny episode at tjriggins.com, all major podcast platforms, and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is TJ and Riggins.